Hello and welcome to Paranormally Speaking. I am Cathryn Rogers and I am with Lynda How are you doing, sweetie? How are you this week?
I'm good. It's been really very busy. Lots of medical appointments with my mom. But you know what? I've come out the other side. The weekend is almost over and a new glorious week begins. How are you, Kathy?
Yeah, about the same. Not with my mom though, unfortunately. Like that. Well, fortunately, unfortunately, whatever. You know what I mean? However it is. But the medical appointments were more with me. But I'm good. I'm good. We're all good. Everything's happy.
Good.
We're
Thank
good.
goodness.
We're good.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
I
this
think
is good.
I think I'm glitching in the matrix.
I think we're all glitching. I swear. I swear we're all glitching in the matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what our show is about and it's exciting. I was watching some of these, you see them pop up and you're like that's just bizarre. And of course, here's the thing, right? With AI nowadays, you can never be 100% sure exactly what it is that you're looking at. So, I mean, first of all, we're going to say like people take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Especially if it's coming from like TikTok, which quite a few of them are. um but at the same time, let's make it a fun episode rather than like needing to get too serious, I guess, in regards to it. Although there has been like a lot of little things that people, so I'll tell you about this one. My son was actually telling me about this happened to him.
Ooh. I love
um,
personal
and I
stories
don't,
about stuff like
yeah,
that.
I don't know if it was like actually like a glitch, per se, but he did find it kind of freaky. And he got into the car and he's like, I had the weirdest thing happen to me. And I was like, oh, what? And he said, he says, well, okay, so, so he was basically wearing like a brown hoodie, black pants. Okay. And he goes, I was walking, from the train station to my car. I was picking him up and he gets in. He's like, I just had the weirdest experience. And I was like, what's that? And he goes, well, this girl kind of just started talking to me like randomly, like she was my age, like just asked me a question, like which train or something to take. And she was wearing the exact same outfit that I am, like brown hoodie, black pants,
Ooh.
and then she said, and then they started talking about university because they were waiting for the trains. You know what I mean? So he had time, and she, she said, "Oh, what's your name?" And he says, "Andreas," and she's like, "My name's Andrea."
Oh, geez. No.
The fuck?
Kidding me. No way.
Right? Yeah, like so he gets in the car and he's just like that. That was bizarre. That was They did not exchange numbers or anything because he just figured like if I'm meant to run into her again, I will at some point. He's kind of a private, guy, right? Like he's not into like giving his number out to people. But yeah, it was so bizarre.
That's really strange, Kathy.
Yeah.
Like,
So like that's just, I don't know if that's exactly like a glitch in the matrix or what it is, but it's pretty bizarre, like for sure. Like I think that that's kind of more than a coincidence in some aspects.
well, it's really weird because I was talking to the family over dinner this week about the show and what we are going to do. And I
Yeah.
said, okay, so do you have any pet theories about glitches in the Matrix? And my husband said, not really, not really. But the general consensus was that these have been happening like throughout time.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously now with social media and everybody has a camera on their phone and a video, like it's just crazy how many more we're aware of. And I think that's probably it. But it's freaky. It's freaky.
Kendra Yoga Center. I love this. There are so many versions of each of us. And, I've heard that. And, but also dimensional, right? Like, interdimensional crossovers and stuff like that. Like this is interesting because I was actually at a market because you know that I sell, the resin Ouija boards and, chess boards and stuff. So I was at this market. This was a couple months back or a month or so back. And this guy walks up. He was at the next booth, and we hadn't really been chatting a lot, but just a little bit, back and forth, right? And he was really busy, so but at one point he walks over to me and he says, so he goes, I have to ask you, how did you do at the last market? And like last week. And
Yeah.
I'm what? Like I wasn't there. And he's like, are you sure? Like, and he goes, there was a lady who looked exactly like you
Wow.
selling the exact same shit.
Well, there you go. So, in other words, Kendra, who, by the way, is going to be a guest next week,
Oh, that's so exciting. Woohoo.
right? Yeah, I mean, I think about this, right? She might be right. There are many versions
Yeah,
of us
yeah.
all.
Well, I mean, there is the twin flame theory, not the Netflix version. Let's not go into that bullshit. You know what I mean? But there is that twin flame theory. There is the soul, connection theory, where basically, the twin flames theory is one soul that has been divided. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it twin flame. You could call it the hokey pokey. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like it basically comes down to what it actually represents. And so yeah,
Right.
100%, like the body does, it can definitely split. I could see that for sure. And if somebody has a strong soul or a strong energy,
Mm.
I could see that being even more so.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And isn't it strange how many times, Kathy, and I'm sure it's happened to you because it's happened to me multiple times, how many people come up to you at events or whatever and they say, my gosh, like I passed by somebody that looks exactly like you, or I've known somebody
Mhm.
exactly like you could be twin sisters.
Absolutely, 100% all the time. And it's interesting because I'm adopted, right? And so
Right.
I never. I mean, for me, I don't get excited about it or anything like that. I'm just like, I'm not like, oh, who are they? You know what I mean? But there's always that in the back of your mind because you
Exactly.
just never know, right?
Well, and I'm an identical twin, but my twin unfortunately didn't make it. So I
Right.
keep saying to myself, okay, so maybe she is out there, but I mean, who knows, right? Who knows? And that's the glory and the beauty of all of this. And this is why we do this show, because there's so many different theories and so many people out there that have different theories and have experienced bizarre things like what we're talking about today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, okay, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Because like your husband said, this has been going on for a long, long time, and it's pretty much social media that's bringing it around. Do you feel though like there's been more? Oh, Mario, hi, Mario. So glad to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Sending you lots of hugs and love. Um, do you feel that there's been more incidents and is that contributed to social media, or do you think that there's been something that has been kicking this up?
Well, it's interesting that you asked that because I asked a couple of people about this, and they said that they think it's only because we're hearing about it more because of social media. So they don't think that it's ramped up. And yet, a few people that I know have felt that yes, that it has ramped up because of all of this disclosure stuff that's going on, and people are talking about it more, people are paying more
Yeah,
attention.
yeah.
And I think that's the issue too. Once you start thinking about it, paying more
It's a
attention to it.
vibration, right? You're bringing it to life, so it
Exactly.
it it makes it more tangible
Yes.
than maybe it was a few years back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we've all had something that we can't explain in our lives. And I mean, I don't know if it's a glitch in the matrix, but I do remember on occasion when I was in publishing, I would have to drive long, long distances. And there were a couple of times when I left very early in the morning and I'm driving along that. If anybody's in Southern Ontario or Southern Quebec, that 401 corridor. I remember driving the 401 corridor really, really early in the morning, and there were headlights behind me, and then there were no headlights behind me. So where do these
Oh,
people go? Like there were no turnoffs, nothing
Right.
like that. I remember passing a couple of cars and looking in my rearview mirror and seeing nobody. So what was that?
Yeah. Yeah. And there's actually some examples of that. It's very similar in some of the videos that we're going to show, where all of a sudden people just poof, disappear, just randomly. And it really makes you wonder, like, what just happened? Like, but here's the thing: is were they a true version of a human? Like, were they a true soul?
Right.
Or were they part of some sort of like vibrational glitch?
Well, you wonder about that. And I mean, some people will say that, well, especially in my case, it could have been guardians or
Yeah.
spirits that were sent to protect me on my journey. I get that. I get that. So, I mean, there's so many versions and so many explanations that you
Yeah.
can kind of pull out of the sky, I guess. But I think, I mean, it's interesting. You're right. I mean, Kendra said the bodies, the idea that there are a limited number of bodies, models to choose from for human experience. That's interesting. What do you think?
You know, I've never really thought about that in that aspect, but you know what? It does make a lot of sense. Like, but here's the thing too, is that DNA, right? Like our DNA has been so colluded, I guess, for the last few centuries. Like not particularly in a bad way, not in a good way, whatever. But I mean, we've had so many interesting mixes, right, of DNA, whether it's from different races, cultures, families, in some states.
Oops. You're right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like there's been such a mixture of,
Yeah.
of DNA that it would be very possible to start seeing. There's definitely been times when I've been watching something and I think to myself, God, that person looks a lot like me. We've got a lot of the similar features.
Yeah.
It's not that we're identical, or I would never say, oh my gosh, I look, not trying to like glam yourself up or anything like that, but there's definitely been times where you go, huh, I really am seeing, like, I see a lot of the similar facial features in that person
Yeah.
as compared to. So then you kind of wonder, yeah, like definitely I could see where there would be a limited, I suppose, number of models, but that could be just grand design too, like Kendra is saying. It definitely could be like maybe we only have X amount of, what do they call that, conveyor line.
I know what you mean. I do.
Yeah, yeah.
It is true.
Mario says, social media, the internet's definitely made all of this more available to us. It makes more people conscious to be observant too. Have you seen two identical people of different racism? I have seen definitely people, just personally, I've definitely seen people that have very similar features in different
Yes.
races.
So right.
100%, absolutely. And I mean, I live in Edmonton, so I mean, I don't know. No, I I know what you were saying. No, did I say racism? No, did I, or races? I meant races. I
Princess.
don't know what.
Yes.
You guys know what we're saying.
Absolutely.
But here in Edmonton, we're a sanctuary city, so we have many cultures that are here, right? And there's absolutely times where you look at somebody and you're like, fuck, you look like this person if you were white, or you would look like this person if you were East Indian, or like you definitely see a lot of similarities. I'm not going to say exactly or anything like that, but I've seen similarities 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting because my really weird. My nephew Robert looks exactly like, and there's a black basketball player that does Subway commercials. I can't
Oh, okay.
remember
Yeah, I
his
think I
name.
know who that is. I don't know his name, but
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but every single time I see those commercials, he looks identical to my nephew Robert. And it's like, different races, but absolutely almost identical. Honestly, it's so bizarre. So
Yeah.
bizarre. So
But
it's possible. 1000%.
absolutely. Like I really feel like that is it's not going to be that unusual. I mean, again, maybe 1,000 years ago, not so much, right? Because we didn't really mix cultures, races, you know what I mean? Like we really didn't have those opportunities to,
Yeah.
just hop on a plane and, jump to wherever Tuktoyaktuk or wherever we're
Yeah.
going to go, or Alabama or or Canada or whatever, like you didn't get that opportunity particularly to do so. So there probably wasn't as much mixing. But yeah, like Kendra says, same model, different skin, 100%, right?
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah. And
1000%.
and it's interesting because, that if it's the same soul divided, let's just say that person is experiencing different experiences with each version, right?
Yeah.
Like they're going to have the experience of, that other person from
Yeah.
that culture, that race, whatever it is.
But what's interesting is, and this is from somebody that I know, I've known her for 40 years.
Yeah.
I talked to her about this kind of situation, and she said to me, well, it makes sense because I've had some dreams where I'm absolutely fully involved in an experience in a different location, a different country. I'm surrounded by different people
Yeah.
who know me, but I
Yeah.
don't know them, and yet I know them. And I
Yeah.
said, well, that's true. By location, I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you
Yeah.
experience that only in a dream? I don't know. Is it a dream? Are we just in a different time frame? Are we in a different
Dimension.
reality? Yeah,
Yeah. Or it could be, I guess, to some degree, past life experience if people are believing in that.
exactly.
It definitely could be, some aspect of that also,
For
right?
sure.
And you're
For
just reliving it. I know that, when I've done like Akashic meditations, I've experienced past life experiences, which is really interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
And
cool.
it's not anything to take on a level of like, oh my god, I'm going to let it affect me here, but it does allow you to have an idea of maybe where some of your beliefs or triggers or fears or what you're drawn to or what you resonate toward,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know
For
right? Like, there's all of that. I think it's really interesting, actually. Let's show some of these. Let's show
Okay.
some of these. So, you guys are going to have to be patient with me because some of them I couldn't have ready to go. So there's going to be a little bit of patience here.
It's all good,
But
Cathy.
I think you guys are used to me by now.
It's all
uh,
good. It's
so good.
techie. It's very
Yeah.
techie.
Let's start with, we'll start. Oh, this one is kind of interesting.
Okay.
I found this to be a little bit interesting. All right, here we go. So this is a woman who's frozen, and people are like filming her, and then finally people start to recognize or realize what's happening, and then they start to approach her, and then all of a sudden she starts moving. So let's watch that. Let's see. I don't know if there's volume. Yeah, there is.
Saying, what is going on
You guys
What is she looking at?
here? What is she doing?
That's actually really
That's
concerning.
Very creepy. I don't know what's going on here. I've seen a lot of TikToks with like glitches in the Matrix, but this got to be top dog for me.
Oh my god!
No, seriously, this is a glitch. Like, no one is standing that perfect with their legs crossed. I'm just being
Look at this guy.
I want to see if he see. Look at him. No.
And now people are starting to come.
Is no one noticing
And this guy's like, what the hell?
Is no one seeing this? What is going on? Look, even
That's
looking.
crazy.
No, she's looking. Look.
It's creepy. Oh, and now she starts.
What?
Yeah. So, okay. I found that to be extremely interesting. I was like, oh, that's a little bit bizarre. But I mean, you can see the people like are starting to like, what the hell? We're going to approach, and then as soon as they do, glitch. Like the glitch is
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, it's weird. But what's interesting, I've seen some almost identical to this, but what's
Yeah.
interesting between some that I've seen and this one is that in this one, the wind is blowing her top. But in some of the other ones, it's almost like it's just a figure out of nowhere and it completely stops, like a computer image or something.
Right, right.
But
So
this one,
what do you think the blowing of the top is like? Do you think the wind? Like, do you think that what do you think that represents? Like,
I don't know.
or
I mean, who knows? It just, it's so strange because with the blowing of the top, it's like, yes, the top is there. So obviously, whatever she is or
it's
whoever she
moving?
is,
Yeah, yeah,
it's moving. So she's there. So it's not just an image that's, just, I don't know, broadcast there but
yeah.
it's odd. Who is she? Why did she stop like that? And I laughed because somebody said, well, that's the pee stance. I've done that when I get out of the car and I have to pee. So I
100%.
just sort of stand there because I don't want to move just in case.
Mhm.
Makes sense, but not for that long. And
And
so,
normally you would turn your head, or you would be like there would be something that would twitch or move,
yes,
or you know what I mean? Like there was no like again, if it was like in the middle of a shopping center, maybe you could think that she was like doing some sort of mime act. You know what I mean? But
that's
there was really no reason for that. What is Mario? I wonder if two astral travelers on the same frequency could interchange their physical form and see through the eyes of others. Ooh, that's interesting. Um,
makes sense.
I don't know if it's the same thing, but I have read stories about like body jumpers, that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
I don't know if that'd be exactly the same. Um, I've seen videos online about airplanes. Yes, I think we've actually got a couple of those, Tara. Um,
We do.
changing forms is real. Yeah, I mean, like, look, if I saw somebody standing there like that, it'd be really concerning.
Well, it's very interesting because when you share stuff like that with people from different cultures, for instance, I have a friend from Africa, and she has told me multiple times that she has seen people completely change personalities. I mean, completely change
Yeah, yeah,
personalities. And
yeah.
even their countenance, their face looks completely different for like 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like they're back. So what is that, right? What is that?
Mhm.
But they believe that it's absolutely, it can happen, and it has happened, and it is happening. But that again, it's an exchange between someone who's here and someone from another time or someone from another level of existence, and that they can do that. They can jump, as you said it.
Mhm.
Kind of cool.
It is extremely cool, quite honestly.
A little
It
upsetting,
it
disturbing.
is extremely cool. I'm gonna show this one here too. Again, try to have some patience. I think this one's going to be fairly easy because this actually was kind of cool. So, can you guys see it yet? I don't know if it's showing up yet. So
Yes.
I actually found this to be really interesting. Maybe we can explore this a little bit. Hang on.
What's a tower? Okay, I can't. Yeah, there you go. Okay, this is him. How is it that we can see he's blocking his face with a towel?
You can see it?
I can see you.
Oh my god,
How?
this shit
Look,
is crazy!
Look, you guys, seriously. Look. Okay? This is like no magic trick. Look.
Oh my god, this is freaky.
His whole face
What?
is blocked. How?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay,
Can
like
someone
okay, so
please
that
explain to me?
I mean I don't know if it's if it's particularly a glitch in the matrix or what it, but I mean that's That's bizarre.
It is a bit bizarre. It is. I'm kind of trying to figure that out in my head.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I want to try it to see. I want my daughter to hold a towel up and I want to see if I could see her.
Yeah. Yeah, because it doesn't make any like there's a lot of explanations on there. People, you don't know how mirrors work. I'm like, well, actually I do. And this doesn't make any sense. Like,
Well, some mirrors don't make sense. We all know that.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yes.
And the expansiveness of the soul of the body needs rest. But this, oh yeah, yeah. I get that. That is from what we were talking about earlier. But yeah.
It's true.
Eddie. Hey, Kathy and Lynda. What a wild topic. Yeah, I mean it's
Right?
definitely is. And we got Sparky. Hey, Sparky, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Good to see both of you. Yeah, so but yeah, I mean, how would you explain that? Does anyone have an explanation?
Yeah, it's a little weird. I'm going to try it. Seriously.
What's that?
I'm going to try it out with my daughter.
Yeah, you know what? You have to, and then let us know what you know. My son wouldn't try it out with me. I know that. I'm
Yes,
okay
he
with
would. Sure, he would.
it. He would just be like, "You're being dumb."
Mom,
But
stop.
that's okay. That's okay. I'll deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
sure.
yeah. But that would be his take on it. What's that?
It is a little strange, but I mean,
It is because there's no logical sense, right?
not really.
You know, Kendra says, you know, mirrors are portals. Well, yeah, I mean, like that would probably be like the most logical
Yep.
of the theories, right?
And Kendra, you're right. Mirrors are portals, 1,000%. How many cases have we had with my paranormal group where we've come into contact with mirrors as portals? Things that come in, things that leave, things that kind of just stay there and watch us through this portal. It's yeah, it's pretty freaky. It's pretty freaky.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
There's one here. It kind of is a slideshow. So just give me a second here. I gotta turn off this like button. What does Sparky? At times, yes, Kendra, they can, but you can close them off. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. Absolutely, you can close them. She says, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
This one here is, like I said, it's a little bit of a slideshow.
Okay.
But I found it kind of interesting.
Cool. I'm
So-
into slideshows. Let's go for it.
Yeah, yeah. It might have weird music too. Who the hell knows? But
Okay, cool.
we're gonna see. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just need to hang on a second. I don't know what's happening here. Hang on a minute.
Oh, welcome to the internet.
Right?
Right?
You see
Oh, maybe it's not gonna work.
I am a woman.
No. That's not it. Yeah, I don't know. It might not be working on this one. It's supposed to be a slideshow, but it doesn't look like it's it's working. So that's a shame.
That's okay. Some of them are so bizarre, though. Like, they really are bizarre. There was one, actually, that you sent for me to look at, Kathy, and I've seen this before, 2 almost identical women on the same train or the same
That was
train.
that was the one I was trying to get to.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but for some reason, it's not not allowing. Here, let me just see if I can.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, because that was actually the one that I wanted to. It's right here, but why isn't it? If I put it on, if I pull it up here, it's working. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
see.
the strangest thing.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I figured it out. Hang on a second.
Okay. Okay, cool.
All right, just give me a sec here.
Okay.
We don't know for sure, but and this is an experiment. All
That's okay.
right. let's see here. Yeah, I think I figured it out. Okay.
All right.
So is it showing?
The
Just ignore the fire. I'm gonna turn the volume down. That shit. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me go back. This is it right here. Can you
Yeah.
see that?
Yes.
So two women, like I mean, literally, like the exact same woman.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
That is. And they're almost sitting in the identical position.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just dressed differently.
And then the next one is, ever seen a transparent skyscraper? I mean,
That's weird.
I mean, what?
Right?
Right?
What the heck?
This one, where's the missing F? 100%. Like, really, you know, like some of these are just going, what the hell? What the
Yeah.
hell? This one, look at the registration plates. So this one says peekaboo,
Right.
and this one over here says I see you.
Oh, geez.
Right?
What are the odds? What are the odds?
You imagine driving and you see that? I'd be like, oh my God.
But you see, Kendra says it right. The timelines are overlapping.
Yeah, 100%, right?
I agree.
I really do feel that too.
Yeah, I agree. That's weird.
These clouds hit some sort of barrier.
Oh.
So yeah, they're just like, boom, they just stop.
Oh, geez.
We've seen this with water, and I think maybe some of the examples that we had, I can't remember, but I think that there's something similar to that with like water. Maybe it's in this one. I don't know. I'm not sure what this one is. I can't read that one, so I'm just gonna have to move on from that one.
Okay, go for it.
What it is. Painting the wall invisible. What the hell?
Painting the wall in.
So if you look, you've got the gray substance there, right?
Yeah.
Where it's kind of pointing to. But all around it is like sky.
Yeah, that's a little weird. Like, what is that?
That's like somebody painting you in the dome or the crow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. That's like the Truman Show, right? Where we're not.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, exactly.
true.
You know,
Sure.
exactly. Look at these. All the cats, all the black cats.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Right?
Wow. That is strange.
Underwater. What the hell? I think that's that. No, is that a reflection? How does that? No, that wouldn't work out as a reflection. Because
That's
if it was a reflection, it would be upside down.
well, it would be. That's strange.
Huh.
I know, right? That's weird.
I think that was it for that one. But yeah, those, I mean, those total bizarre. Total bizarre. Let me see here. Let's read some of the comments. So thank you guys for commenting, by the way, and participating in the show. I mean, you guys are what makes the show come to life. Like
100%.
we 100% absolutely love the fact that you guys, you know, participate with us, comment with us, like, you know, even if you're not on the show with us, you're here with us. So thank you so much for that.
Sure.
Eddie says, I actually saw one of those frozen in the air airplanes a few years ago. I was driving on a highway and saw the plane frozen in midair. It took a while, but I finally realized it was a big balloon that was painted exactly like an airplane. Oh, okay. Held to the ground by wires. That might explain that one a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
That is bizarre.
The timelines are overlapping.
Absolutely.
And the peekaboo one is a message. Yeah, like I feel like that too. That was a message for whoever was seeing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's looking through glass.
You know, I wondered about that, Sparky. I thought it might be just looking through the glass, but
Yeah, some of those people that, you know, when you need those like what do they call those ramps or whatever, like skywalks where you can walk on the grass on the glass.
yes.
Yeah, which is not me ever.
No, that's a big no for me.
Actually, I did take one of those what do you call them? Like those trams that go up the mountain.
Yes.
And I did sit in the like the glass bottom one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
I was okay, like mentally for about 5 minutes, and then we started going up the mountain, and then
Oh my
I'm not scared of heights at all. Like heights don't bother me.
Right.
But falling bothers me.
Well, I'd be one
Like,
of those people with
that could be from a step stool, you know? Right?
God, I'd be one of those people with the feet on either side of the cable car. You know, like,
Hanging on, like when you were kids and you used to climb the wall
that's exactly what I would do.
and you'd have your arms out on each side.
Yep, that'd be me.
Oh, too funny.
Dude,
That's hilarious.
you
I'm
know
just
what,
like,
though?
what's
There
that?
was one that I think you had sent to me earlier this week, and it was this man who, with his dog, were living in the middle of nowhere, and they looked up in the sky, and there was a random branch, like just hanging
Yes,
in the
yeah.
sky, in the air, and even the dog was looking at this thing. And I thought, yeah, that's really strange. I don't know how I would feel if I saw something like that happen. And trying to think about that, is it just, air vents? I don't know. Who knows? Like that's
This is it right here. I'm gonna put it on there. I think it was one of the first ones that we decided to talk about, or like you said, I shared. But yeah, this is so wild.
weird.
Let's see if we can get
It's weird.
okay. Can you guys see that? Tell me if you can see.
Yes.
Yeah, there it comes up. Okay. Now let's try and get some volume going. I'm kind of starting to figure out how to do this. Right?
What in the paranormal activity is happening in Texas? And why do I say that? Because a guy got home to his property and didn't realize until he looked up that there was a tree limb just floating above his backyard. You heard what I said, a tree limb floating above his backyard. Have a look at this video for yourself. Listen.
For the love of God, I need help. I got home 2 hours ago, and there's a limb just floating in the air. And I've been all over Google. I can't figure out for the life of me what the hell is going on. It's just, hold on.
Check this out.
It's just floating there.
Look at that. Look at
As far
that.
as I zoom in on here.
That's freaky.
I can't figure it out. It's just floating.
It's just floating. If you came home and saw something like that, what would you do next? Take a look at his dog's reaction to this thing just floating.
My dog's weirded out. Every dog knows something ain't right, man.
Well, you know what they say about animals. Their instincts are usually 100% correct. In the meantime, we'll wait for more updates as to what the heck that is and why it's floating above his backyard. But do you have any thoughts on this? Drop them in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. What in the paranormal activity?
So some people were saying, hang on, am I still here? Some people were saying that it was a spider web. But when you look at the distance between where it is, between the two trees or whatever, I mean, I don't want to see the spider that would have created something.
Oh yeah, no, that's Conan the spider. Forget that.
That's like a 10-foot, freaking
Right?
monster from like Marvel.
That's
Like,
Spider
that's
the
not
Terminator.
normal.
It's like, I'm gonna build a big web. Yeah, no.
And in saying that, if it was a spider web, you would if for something that big, you would definitely be seeing birds like vultures. What do they call those shoebill fucking vultures? Like something would be in
You're right. You're right, though.
Giraffes.
What do you think that was? I mean, is it there you go. Is it an updraft? Is it some sort of, I don't know, wind anomaly? Is it, what the hell could that be?
Yeah, I honestly like that. That is just
Crazy.
bloody aliens parking their cloaked ships in inconvenient places. That's probably the most logical explanation that I would probably have.
Yeah.
Like A tree spirit. Yeah,
There you
maybe.
go.
Like,
Who knows?
for sure it could be. But like that's,
Yeah, that's weird. And it's funny, when I showed that to my daughter, she said, yeah, if I saw that, I'd be throwing things at it. Like I'd be
well, I
taking
thought of that too. That's
Right?
100%. Like, at the very least, like if it was that spider web, right, that
Yeah,
would rip it down, or at least, jiggle it in some way. Like I said,
exactly.
if that did come down as a spider web, I'm running. Like I'm
So that's it.
running. I'm in my home, like checking under every bed with a big fucking flashlight and a baseball bat. Because if that thing crawls out from under my bed, I'm like losing my mind on it.
I agree with you there. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
some signs. Like that's not good.
Yeah. An updraft would make the leaves move too far for webs or lines to be seen. It is. It's a very, very odd, phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, here's another theory. Is it a residual image from a past tree? Like it could be interdimensional, where at some point maybe there was a tree there. Maybe there was some sort of, could have been a forest. It could have been, from whenever, right? Maybe that was some sort of residual picture
You
that
know what?
came through.
That's very astute. And the reason I say that is because as a paranormal investigator, you and I both know that this can happen. I mean,
Yeah.
when residual hauntings happen and you see things when
Right?
atmospheric conditions are just right, yeah, for sure. Maybe atmospheric conditions were perfect for this.
Yeah, and it just appeared. Or it'd be interesting to see if that thing was still there. Like, was it there the next day?
Yeah, I want an
Was it
update.
there the next weekend? Like, what happened? Like, did you not like? I would be calling in like all the camera crew that I could. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like getting all my friends and family there and being like,
Yeah.
okay, or setting up a camera.
Yeah, for sure. I would be too.
Yeah,
That's a weird
except
one.
for in case it was a spider,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
and I don't care. I'm getting armor and a big axe.
Well, the part is, it didn't happen in Australia, so didn't have maybe one of those big spiders, but
Those hunters, what do they call
Right.
it? Huntsman or something like that?
huntsman. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, thank you. Sparky says that is a crazy one. An updraft would make the. Oh yeah, I think we already read that one. But yeah, it very, very, very interesting.
Strange.
Have happen. I definitely feel that one.
Yeah,
Let me see.
that was a
here.
weird one. That was a really weird one.
What's that?
That was a very strange one. I mean, that one stayed with me for a while after I saw it.
This is this one here is hang on. This one here, this one is one of the ones that Tara mentioned.
Oh, the airplanes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Hi, Tara.
Yeah. This is the one that Tara mentioned. So I'll just show you that. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Here we go. Because it's Facebook, I gotta rewind it a bit. Okay, here we go. Except she's talking way too freaking fast here.
Oh,
There we go.
People are spotting these planes everywhere and they're like stuck in the air and no one has a good explanation for this.
That is freaking weird. Is that a Southwest?
It's not real.
It is real, but it's like barely moving.
What the fuck? It's not moving at all. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Some people think it's a glitch in the matrix while others believe that like we're living in some kind of simulation, but it's weird, okay?
that's weird.
I've even seen some people call it the paralela effect or something like that. I don't think I'm saying it right, but whatever that is. And I guess with that effect, you have to be like moving with the plane, and that's how it looks like the plane is stuck in the air. But this girl wasn't even moving. She was just standing and filming it, and it was stuck in the air.
Do y'all see that plane? Is it even moving? Some weird stuff happens in Anchorage, Alaska.
So explain that, will you?
Yeah, so that's I don't know. I don't know exactly how to explain that.
I don't know either. There's some with helicopters as well. And some people claim that, like the blades aren't even moving, which is very strange. Is it residual? Again, we don't know.
Yeah, that's just like what I saw. Yeah, I mean, it definitely like that could be 100% an explanation, is like a balloon, sort of thing, right? Like, but some of the sizes of them too, that, see, the other thing is that I think that, some of those are pretty close. Yes. So you would be able to see like an outline of something, you know what I mean? I do feel like, so there was like this conspiracy theory. I remember my cousin telling me about it a little while ago, that basically, and I think it was supposed to be like 2025 that it was supposed to happen, but I mean, whatever, 2026, it's not that big of a deal by a year. But basically it was that they were going to be bringing, or that, yes, their disclosure day about the aliens and stuff, not particularly with the movie, but just that there was going to be a lot of disclosure in regards to aliens. But a lot of it was like, it was basically a warning of like, look at, and it's something that I always say, trust yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't trust what you're seeing, trust what's in here. And a lot of it was that basically these were going to be manifestations of like holograms or you know what I mean? Like holographic type of images that they were going to be projecting. So here's an interesting thing. What if it is something like that, but that is just a way to start? It's kind of like, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go into another jump here. I am.
I know, but go for it.
You know I am. It's like COVID. Okay. It's like COVID, right? Like a lot of people say COVID was an experiment.
Right.
Right. For future lockdowns.
Right.
Which, I mean, let's frickin' be honest, right? What was it last week? It was, I don't know. I can't remember what it was, but then there was Ebola and you know what I mean? All of this stuff. And they're trying these little, like, and you hear the news panicking and everybody, and then all of a sudden you see everybody like with the face mask, breathing like fucking Darth Vader again. And, like, and so,
yes.
So is this some sort of like, start of something, right? Because if we're seeing this and you're like, the hell, and people are actually like, they've got to start getting the reactions of it. So maybe you just never know.
It's like this thing that's in my eye. It feels like it's a gigantic airplane.
Oh no. I hate that. You gotta give it a good rub and then you'll look like you've been crying for a week.
It's like, what the heck was that? But no, I know what you mean. I mean, it's funny. People always laugh at conspiracy theories, and yet there's something about them that even, the hard
antivirus, that's what it was.
Yeah, there's always something inside that goes, well, maybe, what do you think? That might be true. It's true.
Right. Well, because we're conditioned to listen to stuff like that, right? We're conditioned to, like, look at, hey, I was one of those people, like when coronavirus came out, or not, whatever. Yeah, coronavirus, when it came out, I was like, oh my God, I have to be careful. I can't go to the grocery store. I was scared of this and scared of that and the whole bit. And you know what I mean? But but then I got it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong. I am not by any way means minimizing what happened with it, and all the people that did pass away, not in any way minimizing it, because I definitely know that it was very, very serious for many people. But You know what I'm saying? Like, but then you think, okay, so what are they going to start now? Yeah, it was hantavirus, and then it was like Ebola that they're trying, and all of these things, and you're just like, okay, is it going to be aliens next? Is that going to be our next lockup?
Well,
Right?
when people are fearful, they're much easier to control. So
Right.
there's
Yeah.
always that.
But they're not going to know that aliens, let's just say, or that a big spaceship appearing outside your window all of a sudden is going to work unless you have some sort of tests, let's just say, ahead of time, right?
Yes,
You've
absolutely.
got the theory. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, what's really interesting too is that not so long ago, I was looking through some of my old pictures, and you're right when you say all of this, because there were a couple of pictures that I had snapped in the grocery store during the whole COVID thing when, there was nothing. I mean, I think there was one package of meat and the shelves were 1000% bare. I think there was like one toilet roll on the in the package on a shelf. And I snapped those pictures for future reference, but everyone around me, was so fearful. And then you say to yourself, okay, so if it happened once, ... right? Yeah.
I was talking to my son, this is just a little bit of, but we went down to LA in 2015. We drove down to LA.
Yeah.
And it popped into my head, I think it was yesterday. And I said, I just remembered this. I said, when we went to LA, I don't know what exactly was happening at that time. Like, I don't remember politically any junk going on. I don't think there was anything to cause a jump. But I remember the gas prices in Canada, especially, were extremely high, like very close to where we are right now.
Really?
Maybe not quite at like the 160 or 180 or something like that. But I remember them being quite high, because that was one of I was like, is it a good time to go? Should I wait? And then I was like, you know what? You don't know what it's going to bring tomorrow, right? Like tomorrow could be like, $4 a liter. Like, we don't know. Right. So I remember that. And he was like, you know what? I remember that. And he goes, you're right. And so everybody's like panicking about like the gas prices right now. And like you said about the food shortage, toilet paper shortage, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. History rolls itself over. And we as humans, we just sometimes don't grasp on that right away. And, but we tend to go into the jump scare, right? Like, oh my God, hantavirus. Oh my God, Ebola. Oh my God, the sky is falling. So, but if they can't lock us up, yeah, exactly, Kendra. That's exactly it, Kendra. We're going in circles 100%, right?
Sure.
And so when if all of these diseases, let's just say, that's not going to be what, like I said earlier, forces us into hibernation. Maybe it is going to have to be something like aliens or, whatever it is, right? Because you look at the state of some of these countries, like Canada's a shit show. I mean, we're whatever. Anyway, but, it's... But when you go from a prosperous country down to the shit show that you are right now, pretty much, that basically is saying, okay, why did it go? And we've allowed it to do that, but it is a cycle, right? And so at some point it's going to have to pop up, not with the current government, but whatever. But that's a whole different that's a whole different topic. But
the show.
It's a whole different show, a whole different channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but it is something that we again internally have to be aware of, right? We have to stop and listen and go, this is not okay, or this is okay, or whatever it is, especially maybe with some of these glitches, because when we're seeing them, it does put us into a state of fear, maybe. Fear. Right. Or, it distracts us from something. Like, then I'm kind of wondering, maybe these glitches, are they an actual distraction for something else? Is something happening that we're not paying attention to? Right.
Yeah. Mario's absolutely right. When you think about it, Mario, good point.
Well, something drove human civilization to build subterranean cities in the past, a threat from above. Yeah, absolutely. Like Atlanta, right? Isn't Atlanta kind of like under?
You mean Atlantis?
Huh?
You mean Atlantis?
Atlantis. I meant, yeah, not Atlanta.
Some people out there might think Atlanta. Well, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I think that's true. I mean, I really do think that that's true. But when you think about it, the whole fear thing is like 100% accurate, because when you see things that you believe may be glitches in the matrix, the first thing is kind of trepidation, right? Like fear, like how the hell is this happening? What's going on here? And then you think, well, is somebody trying to control this? And if so, well, who? And that's another thing. Control, right? Is somebody controlling it all?
So who do you think would be?
Exactly. Who? Well, of course, your mind goes to either aliens or the government, or some kind of underground organization that is very powerful. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Your mind goes to all kinds of different places because it doesn't know how to make sense of it.
Mudbath 34. I've seen so many glitches in the matrix, from a custom hairbrush being replicated to seeing birds stop mid-flight with no wind. Also seen all animals around freeze and not move for minutes. Yeah, absolutely. That's wild, actually, to be able to see that, though. Like, that would be, I've never experienced that personally, but I think that, if I was to, I would definitely be like, holy man, like that's pretty crazy. And Eddie says governments, yeah.
Although, Kathy, I have to say that when I had encephalomyelitis and I was on a particular medication,
right,
there was one day that I remember like so vividly that I was on this medication that was not good for me. And when I got out of bed and I moved my head, it was kind of like, when your TV freezes and it goes like, like,
yeah.
And that's exactly how I felt when I moved my head. Everything was like a camera,
like you're taking still shots.
Yes. And that's when I thought, okay, something is very wrong. Either this medication is affecting me or there's a glitch in the matrix, because I truly felt that. It was really strange.
So this is really interesting. So I've had this happen twice throughout my life. Once I was in an apartment, like I was 18 or something like that, renting an apartment with a couple of buddies. And the other time I remember my son was really, really little. And I was really sick. Like, we had some sort of, wackadoodle flu. But I remember I had both times I had an extremely high fever, right? Like, and I literally, like, as I'm walking, I remember walking down the hallway in both places, like, different places or whatever, different time. Not comparing those, but basically what I'm saying is, like, I remember getting up out of bed in the apartment and walking out into the kitchen, and I could have sworn my roommates were home because I heard talking. I knew like people were fucking talking, and they were talking about me. They didn't sound like my roommates, and I didn't feel like they were talking about me like gossiping, but more like, should we tell her, should we show her,
right.
Things like kind of things like that. And I was like very confused, right? Because like my roommates weren't there and I was looking for them, and I'm like opening all the doors, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? But I was too sick to really comprehend everything. Probably very similar to what you were experiencing.
Yes.
And I ended up just going back to bed, and probably like that was it. But it was a very vivid experience. And then like years later, probably like 30 years later, to be honest, was when my son was born, right? 20 years, 25 years. And I was like, I remember I was really sick and I was walking, from my bedroom down to the bathroom, and I know people were talking to me, like not talking to me, but talking around me. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were talking like, should we tell her? Should we it was more like that kind of energy. It was really wild.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I really attributed that weirdness to the fact that, obviously maybe my brain chemistry was altered because I was on some kind of, different drug that was affecting me.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. And I do remember feeling almost out of control. And when I had my out of body experience when I was a kid, same thing. Like, getting up, not remembering actually getting out of bed, going to the bathroom, reaching for the cup next to the sink, and my hand going right through it and going, okay,
Oh my
that's
God.
not right. And
Yeah.
then closing my eyes, and then boom, I was back in bed and I could feel the covers, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
In a different place. It's like, yeah, it's just a different reality. It's incredible. It's the same and yet it's different.
There was I don't know if you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer back in the day or whatever, but there was there was an episode where Buffy was really sick and, she was in the hospital, and when she had the fever, all these kids could actually see this creature that was pretty much like materializing. And, and when she was sick, she could see that. And it really reminded me a lot of that experience, except I didn't see anything, but I was definitely hearing people talking. Like, it was just, I was like, okay, are these like my guides? Are these my angels? Like I couldn't comprehend it at that time. And I wasn't really doing like a lot of spiritual work at that time, but that's where I was going with that. It was like, are these that, and it was really interesting. So Mario says, I don't think humans can comprehend how to maintain control over a whole species. We've all been teenagers or have them. 100%. Yeah. And my Beth, I was once in an emergency room for someone else waiting for the nurse, and I remember I felt like I was about to faint, and I blinked and my vision was all black and white, and I told the nurse, but she laughed. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, our brains are really fascinating for sure. Like our brains can create,
Yes. Yeah. Amplified reality.
yeah, 100%. Right. So, I mean, but it's interesting to know that other people also have those experiences, like, because when you're going through it and you're trying to explain it.
Yeah. You think
I'm also one of those people, and I don't know if you're like this, Lynda, or not. And I've asked people about this, and sometimes I get these looks like I'm a lunatic or something. But just before I'm falling asleep, sometimes it's almost like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like I'm going into a tunnel, or I start getting all kinds of images just before I pass out, and it'll be like you know what I mean? And it's almost like a Rolodex, of my mind, having all kinds of images that just flow towards me. And it usually happens. It'll happen before I fall asleep. Maybe not every night, because, sometimes I'll take like melatonin and just knock right out. What I mean?
It's funny that you describe it like a Rolodex, because I've told my husband it's kind of like flipping through a book. You know how you pick a book up and
yeah.
It's like that. And it's almost that I can hear that as well.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It's really, like I always like, sometimes I've brought that up to people, and my son does get it, which is good. And my daughters do too. But, like when I brought it up to people, like you just kind of get this look like, no, I just go to bed.
Yeah. Like,
I just go to sleep. No. Okay, you go to sleep. Right. I'm having a fascinating journey through time. Apparently, I don't know where I'm going, but
yeah, me too. And everybody else is just falling asleep. Okay.
Yeah. But they also say too, just again, another kind of change of thing, but they say that some people actually don't have internal dialogue. And I'm like, I don't know what I would do without my internal dialogue. Like I'm always talking to myself, whether it's in my head or out loud. Like I'm a fucking lunatic sometimes.
I can't imagine not having internal dialogue.
I can't imagine that either. But apparently there are people that do, or they see things more in a visual way. And so they get more images than they get the dialogue. Whereas I see like both, you know what I mean? So I could be doing, but then sometimes things just pop up, you know what I mean? But that also too, that's kind of how I communicate with spirit as well. Is like, but it's not always communicating with spirit when I'm having the internal dialogue, right? So it's,
yeah. Oh my gosh, this was so much fun, Kathy.
I know, I agree. Thank you so much, everybody. And we are going to have Kendra on the show next week. I am so looking forward to this. This is going to be freaking amazing. And remember to, Mario says, I'm terrified of telepaths. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to have it. Remember, too, guys, like read the description of our guests, because we always try to include their links, like where you can reach them, where you can talk to them, contact them, just read a little bit about their history, because like we get the most amazing and fascinating guests on the show, and we're so blessed to be able to share this with you. So everybody, thank you so very much. And we truly appreciate you being here. Please make sure that you have subscribed. Please make sure you click like on the video. And we will see you next weekend. Bye.